Hey, good morning, Dr. Dan, and happy Thanksgiving. How are you, man?
Good morning, Bruce. Doing great. How are you?
Doing wonderful, doing good. It's getting chilly up here. Hey, thanks for making time for us today. We wanted to just talk a little bit about Upward Shift Chiropractic, of course, and then we also want to hear a little bit about your experience working with our team here at Best Chiro Marketing. So, if it's cool with you, let's kind of dive right in.
Let's do it.
All right, cool, man. Why don't you start off by giving all of our viewers just kind of an overview of Upward Shift Chiropractic, maybe where you're at, what you specialize in, how long you've been in business, et cetera.
Sure. At Upward Shift, my wife, Jade, and I, we opened that practice 2 years ago. 4 months later, COVID happened. So big surprise for a startup, but things have gone really well for us. People are more and more looking for alternatives. And it's been great for the practice. And we're offering chiropractic that focuses on helping the body function at its absolute best. If you get the nervous system functioning optimally, the rest of the body is going to function optimally as well. And at this time where there's such an emphasis on health in our culture, who better to turn to than chiropractors? And we've seen a lot of people coming to us for that exact thing. And so we've really seen a lot of tremendous growth over the past 2 years.
Awesome. No, that's incredible. And you guys have still done pretty well throughout the COVID experience, right? That we've all kind of endured. So, and you're down in Florida, is that right? Naples?
That's right. Down in southwest Florida, sunny, paradise year round.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a heavily transient area too, right? Because you guys are heavily impacted by snowbird season, right? There's a big influx that comes into that Fort Myers, Naples community each year. And then it also kind of scurries back up north when the weather gets bright. So what's that been like for a new chiropractic business down there?
Absolutely. We do see a big uptick in traffic there in Naples, but for our office, what's been tremendous, and even with everything going on in the culture right now, it kind of forced us to shift quite a bit of how we were reaching the community. In the beginning, we were doing a lot of face-to-face marketing, doing screenings, booths, all of these different things, joining the networking groups. And once COVID hit, all of that got shut down. So we really had to pivot, and that forced us to start looking at online marketing, whether it be social media, which is what we started with. And that was great. But it was really when we started working with you and started doing ads on Google, trying to improve and boost our SEO, trying to have more of a presence there online, that we really saw an uptick. Before, when I would ask people, well, how'd you find us? It was, oh, I had a friend recommend, or I found you on Facebook. More and more since we started working with you guys, we've had people say, well, you're number one on Google. Why would I go anywhere else? Right. We're seeing you at the top of the list. Your website looks great. You're easy to find. And so that's been huge for us as we've pivoted from the face-to-face marketing to more of an online presence there, having you guys guide and direct us and give us feedback on how to have more of a presence there has been huge for getting our message out into the community as to how we can best support them and their families.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that and being so transparent about it. And I think normally, while this interview is kind of all about you, I want to share for our viewers, especially those coming out of the life universities of the world and the other chiropractic colleges across the country, you got to kind of crawl, walk, run with your marketing program. But I think what you just described is marketing 101, where there's a huge difference in the effort and time you have to put into creating a brand in your market, going out on all the different social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, now TikTok and Snapchat and LinkedIn, right? It's everywhere that you have to be in the community to get that brand. And that's very important. But when you have people that are either in pain or they're sick and they're looking for your services and they're coming directly to you, that's a much more seamless, kind of higher closing ratio percentage than all of the effort and work that comes through. So while it might cost slightly more than an investment on Facebook or so forth, the conversion ratio and the return on ad spend, the return on investment is significantly higher. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Because even more than people listen to their friends and family, they're looking to see what people are saying about you online.
Right.
And so when they find you online and they're hearing that so many other people in the community are having these excellent experiences, and when you've got the coaching like we have through you guys to know how to present ourselves effectively, it just makes that much bigger of an impact for people. And they're already coming to you trusting what you're saying because they know there's value here. We've seen it from what other people are saying. If you don't have anything good represented of you online, they're never going to make it through the doors. But if you're represented well with your online presence, you're getting those positive reviews, they're going to come in the door already ready and trusting. And so the conversion rate's very high.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you. So pivoting back to your practice for just a second, Upward Shift Chiropractic, Naples, Florida. So you touched on a little bit of this at your introduction, but how specifically are you different than the other chiropractors in your local marketplace?
Sure. So we offer several different approaches within chiropractic. Most people don't know that there are over 300 techniques within chiropractic. And that's something we talk about in our health talk. And all of those ways work. They're very effective in helping people. I always tell the chiropractor, how do you want to deliver the adjustment day in and day out? What resonates with you? And for us, it's a tonal approach. We utilize techniques that are very gentle. For the older population here in Naples, they really like that because they're not worried about, any kind of injury that may happen. They like how gentle it is. So we offer gentle neurological approaches. And then over time, we've seen chiropractic works incredibly well for a number of issues. And so we implement that with every patient, but then there are other avenues that we can help expedite that process of healing as well. So utilizing functional medicine, also utilizing different types of therapy for neuropathy of the hands or feet has been incredibly effective for patients to get back out there and start playing the tennis and the pickleball and golf and actually not have to worry about getting further injured or really just getting back out there and enjoying life again. Yep. And that's been a huge part. And that's where we see the value. Yes, we want to help people get out of pain, but really we want to give them their lives back to be able to do those things that they want to do, the activities or play with their kids and grandkids and all of that. And that's what's really exciting to us. And on top of that, it's not just the physical with the techniques that we utilize, and this goes back to even, Dee and BJ's belief that chiropractic should be able to help with the mental and emotional issues as well. And I love hearing from patients how much they're just enjoying their life again. They're getting to celebrate being happy again, being able to come off of a lot of the medications that they've been on to try to attempt to control these things. But when the body functions optimally, the nervous system functions optimally, it doesn't just make the body feel better, it makes the person as a whole feel better as well. So I love celebrating with patients when they're like, yeah, the pain is essentially gone, but I'm happy again. I'm enjoying my life again. And that's what really excites us.
No, and it's true. And you can hear it in your passion and all the marketing that you put out, as well as that it's so sincere. We don't normally endorse chiropractors because we work with so many across the country, and it's kind of bad for business, right? But I would say if you're watching in South Florida in that Fort Myers, Naples area, to definitely go see Dr. Dan and Dr. Jade, because they really are passionate about corrective care and helping you feel better. And as you can see from this video, they just exude that at Upward Shift Chiropractic. So just a couple more quick questions here, and we'll let you get back to your Thanksgiving weekend. So thanks again for carving out time. We've got solutions in place here at Best Chiro Marketing for brand new practices out of the gate that are in that crawl phase, as well as the walkers and the runners, right? And we touched on that earlier. One of the things I would ask you to share is, what advice would you give somebody either new, coming out of school, and or they're with a current agency, but maybe they're looking for something new and they're approached by Best Chiro Marketing? What advice would you give them in that scenario?
Don't try to figure it out on your own. There are a lot of people out there who have been doing this longer, who are already more successful. If where you are now isn't where you want to be, look for someone who can get you where you want to be, someone who's already doing it. And that's where we were looking at chiropractors who were already successful, already at those places that we wanted to be. And we asked, who are you using for your marketing? And they were using Bruce. And so we thought, well, if it's that successful for them, why wouldn't we do it too? Right. I don't need to, reinvent the wheel here. If it's working for someone else, I wanted to work for me too. If there's a recipe book for it that's going to produce a great cake, I want that delicious cake, and that cake being my practice and the success of my business. And Bruce has got an incredible recipe for success, for getting your message out, allowing you the opportunity to share your passion, share your mission with the community so that you're able to serve more people and help your business grow.
No, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing that. And thank you for taking the time out today and just chatting with us, right? We're really excited for Upward Shift Chiropractic and your continued success through 2022 and the many years to come. Where do you see yourselves going in the next year? Are you doing any pivots or changes in the practice, or any new techniques upcoming on the horizon that you want to share?
Yeah, we're doing even more with the functional medicine, helping people with things like fibromyalgia, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, so many of these things through proper nutrition, exercise, and chiropractic can be resolved without furthering the intake of medications. And so we want to see more and more people living healthy, thriving lives, free of medications and surgeries, just allowing the body to function the way that it's supposed to. And so that's on the horizon, just adding more opportunities for people to function at their best. And we just see further and further growth, adding more doctors in so that we can serve the community with excellence. So that's where we see ourselves going in the next year.
Awesome. Well, couldn't have said it better myself. So serving your community with excellence. Dr. Dan, thanks so much for taking the time today. Again, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you real soon, bud. We appreciate you.
Thanks a lot, Bruce. You too. Bye-bye.